everyone. Welcome to another episode on Altar Call. I am your host, Tane, here with another episode of reality show Ramble. Usually I do this alone, but I have a guest today to discuss some Bravo shows this week. My guest today is a first timer on Altar Call, and usually she breaks down all your favorite shows and pop culture moments. And my guest is Zoe, not Zoe, from Bravo Breakdown with Zoe. Hi, Zoe. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you? I'm so happy to be here.
I am excited to have you here. I see your takes and I'm curious to see where you stand because on reality TV, one week you're with this person, the next week you're with another. And also, guys, technology is trying to kick our asses today, but still we rise.
Oh,
And
yes.
we are here. We
Yes.
are here. So, just a brief background because you're a first timer on the pod. Can you share with people how your love affair with Bravo started and what hooked you?
Well, I think I got to start with just reality TV in general. Like I've
Hmm.
been watching since Real World, like in
Yeah.
high school.
Yeah.
And then I started with Bravo with like the very first Housewives. Like
Yeah.
this is 20 years of Housewives, like 20 years ago. Like
Hmm.
Orange County is where I started. And then it spurred off into all the other franchises and all the other shows. And I've just been into it ever since. And I guess I'm kind of showing my age, but it is.
we're all in it together
Yeah,
because we're still here. What would you say? Okay, what is your favorite Housewives franchise?
that's a tough one. I might be a little biased, but I do love Real Housewives of Miami, even though it's on pause right now,
Yeah.
unfortunately. But
Yeah.
Miami, I've always said that Miami was one of my favorites.
Okay, that's fair. And what is your favorite non-Housewives Bravo show?
Like currently on, or just like,
Just in general. No rules, all of them.
oh gosh. I mean, I watch everything. That's a tough one.
There's so many of them.
I know, girl. Like, can you list them all?
I mean, there's Summer House, there's Below Deck, there's Ladies of London, there's Project Runway, there's Top Chef. Guess you can't pick a favorite.
I guess I would go with Southern Charm.
Southern Charm. That
Yes.
is very interesting. Even with the recent years?
I mean, I've still been into it. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously the early years were the best,
Yeah.
but I've still
Yeah.
been into, yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think I always say Summer House or Below Deck. Like I think Below Deck is underrated.
Interesting.
All the
So that's
franchises.
actually one I never really got into. I feel like
Okay.
I'm full with so many shows already. Like, I don't know if I
Yeah.
can add more.
Yeah, it is. There's too much content that's out there. Before we go into the shows, we are going to talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta, Real Housewives of Rhode Island, Summer House, and Beverly Hills. Just a little housekeeping for you guys. Patreon.com/AltaCallMAFS. 90 Day Fiance before the 90-day tell all part 2 is out. We have completed it. They had the good sense to make it just 2 parts and Aid was over with me and we talked about that. So you can check that out. Welcome to Plathville. We'll be back on the regular feed next week. And also, Brian and I are back with the latest Love is Blind, which is Love is Blind Poland. And that will be out also next week on the regular feed. Okay, back to Bravo, which is in honor of Zoe because she does Bravo breakdown. So we're doing all Bravo this week, starting with Real Housewives of Atlanta. Where are you with Atlanta? And let me explain what my question is. A friend of mine messaged me and was like, I don't think I can do this anymore. I can't watch Atlanta anymore. Like I'm trying, but it's not working for me. And I know people are divisive in like where Atlanta stands. For you, where are you at on that?
I think Atlanta is good. I think
Yeah.
it's right so far this season has been better than the last few years. So I'm into it. Like I love Angela's energy.
Yeah.
I was excited for K Michelle to come on, even though I know that was very controversial.
Hmm.
Um, Pinky's kind of growing on me. You know, the
Hmm.
last episode she showed that she could be a shady queen just like the rest of them. So
Hmm.
I like it.
Yeah. I do too, because honestly, when people ask what's your favorite franchise, I don't care if it's a peak, a valley, if they're having a low moment. My answer is always Atlanta, regardless. Like they've given enough for me to carry them the next how many years. And I still enjoy it. I'm gonna always stick beside Atlanta. But I will say this, and this is what I told my friend, the DNA of the show has changed. I have to admit that. It's not the same Atlanta that we used to have, but that could be said for a lot of the Housewives show. And I'm just going along with the change. I'm not opposed to the change. Do some tweaks need to be made? Yeah, but that goes for all the other shows. But the thing is, I think the problem is back in the day, and which is what we're seeing with Rhode Island, is they're friends. They have history. They know each other, but they don't cast that same way with Housewives anymore. And these housewives are learning each other at the same time that we are learning them too. So it's
Mhm.
not the same as when Nini and Kim had years of friendship and Sheree, and there's already like a relationship. There's no pre-existing relationships like it used to be. And the pre-existing relationships that are here now, they don't like each other. So
But that's life though, right?
yeah,
Like you mentioned, Nene and Kim, they were friends, they're not friends, and friends and not friends. Like that's
yeah,
gonna happen with any relationship, whether
yeah,
it's pre-existing or not. I mean, I hate to see when people who are really, really good friends, such as Portia and Shamia, actually like end the
yeah,
friendship largely because of the show. Like for me, I
yeah.
hate to see it, but yeah, I think that's just part of the life.
Yeah, I think it is. I think sometimes the fans are just used to the same thing that they've watched over and over again, and they're just like, what is happening? We don't want any change. But let's talk about this week's episode. I think, like you mentioned, the two newbies, K Michelle and Pinky. Um, I like your point. You mentioned in one of your videos that, Pinky and K Michelle seem to have that, oh, I don't have female friends type energy on that. And I hadn't thought about it till you said that. I'm like, I'm not friends with girls. And it's like, Pinky did say, I have masculine energy. I don't know what that means. People say things now, and I'm like, do you know what it means? Maybe it's just me, or are we just saying things, but what does that mean?
I know, I know. I when I hear women say stuff like that, I feel like it's a way
Yeah,
of them kind of protecting themselves because they're
yeah,
probably had some issues with women in the past. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they were bullied or felt
yeah,
left out. So I feel like them saying like, oh, they identify more with men,
yeah,
a way of kind of like just
yeah,
you know, their self being guarded in a sense.
yeah. And it's interesting because I think K Michelle, she didn't actually say that, but I think you pointed out that in the first scene or the first episode, she went to hang with the guys, which is interesting because if you know K Michelle's history, most of her anthems is like men ain't shit. So the
Yeah,
the
but
contradiction. Go
but
ahead.
also remember when she was crying to in the scene. I think I don't know if it was the first episode. I believe it was the first episode to Portia about
Hmm.
how the past show she was on, she didn't get along with the women.
Yeah,
So I think
yeah,
that is a thing. Like,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like the first time it could be like, okay, maybe it is those women, but if it's like carrying on,
Go
then it's
on.
like,
Yeah.
oh, maybe it's something else. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I was excited to have K Michelle. I mean, she's a vet. She knows reality TV, but you're quickly reminded that Housewives is a different beast. Like there's reality TV and Housewives is a different beast because now we're a few episodes in and we're beginning to see, should I call it the cracks in K Michelle? Because her distrustfulness, it's not going to help because you can't come in guarded. You can't come in, why are you guys fighting? Because I was on shout out to Raven on Bitches Better. I was on her podcast and we were talking about it, and I was like, when Portia mentioned the whole miscarriage thing, I think she was producing. I think she was moving a story along because it's just a muscle memory for these women. They just always are on with housewives, and she was saying things, and K Michelle is taking it back like, we were
Oh,
talking. What do you mean you don't know? Yeah, she's like, I know, but we gotta give them something. That's my, I don't know if it's fact, but that's something K Michelle is like, yeah, what are you guys doing? Why are you arguing? Like, oh, we just talked about it. Why are you acting like you don't know? Because we're still on a show. And she's not used to that. And
a
I
very,
think,
very good point.
she has to adjust to that, and that might be an issue because the big thing was the whole I don't have glam. What were your thoughts on that?
Oh yeah, yeah, great point. I addressed that in my last video as well,
Yeah. Hmm.
where it didn't make sense to me because like you're still being filmed anyways. Like we're
Yeah.
seeing your face without glam, and the
Yeah.
dinner is at the home you're
Yeah.
staying in, and you still come up to the dinner. So I'm like,
Yes.
I don't know, was that for a moment, attention?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's fair.
it didn't make sense to me.
Yeah, that's where she needs to switch up. She needs to just fix up. Like, you can't have those tantrums and then come on here because it's an ensemble show. Everybody, because I think a lot of K Michelle show with before even Love and Hip Hop, it's been her. She's been, the lead talent in all of it. And in Love and Hip Hop, even then, I think with Hollywood and stuff, she was like the biggest star, arguably, kind of. So to her, it's like,
Keisha Cole too, but
Keisha Cole, yeah, yeah. I think, yeah. So I think now it's like again, Housewives is a different beast. So she just has to adjust, and then I don't know, figure out glam. It's Dallas, Texas. They find glam there. I don't know, but
and
like
all
you
the other
said,
women had glam too. But she specifically said she didn't want to use anyone else's glam.
anyone else, yeah, it just seemed like she wanted it to be a problem. But again, you mentioned it, the fact that she still came out to film. What really was the point?
Yeah.
Um, Shamia and her new best friend. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, remember last season they had this whole alliance that was exposed. So I think
Yeah,
they're still right in that. You know, they lost Brittany along the
yeah,
way.
yeah.
So now it's just the two of them. They have to have somebody. Like you in Housewives, you have to have someone in your corner. And so they found each other, and I think that's good for them. Are the fans taking too well to it? It doesn't look like it, but you need to have someone in your corner.
I mean, I think the conversation is that it sounds harsh, but people are saying that Shamia is a disappointment.
Yes.
Um,
See, I didn't want to say that, but
no,
you said it.
that's what people are saying, and I have to agree. Like, it was great when she first came in. She has all the ingredients to be a housewife, but then you remember why people would get paid to cast. That's why she was a friend of. And now this has now made me think that when people are friends of, leave them as friends of. When Marlo was promoted, then
Yeah.
all of a sudden it wasn't, great. Now everyone's saying make Jennifer Tilly full time. I'm like, no, she's great exactly as she is. Once you make it full time, something switches. The pressure to prove that you're worthy to be full time makes you not so great anymore. So I don't know what's happening with Shamia, but I do feel like she's not being her authentic self. And
Mm.
that never goes well on reality TV. When you think you have to amp it up and all the confessionals is a one woman show. It's not
I'm not gonna lie, the confessionals are kind of funny. She makes me laugh.
I
It's good comedic relief.
was, but it just sometimes it's not that it's over the top or anything. It just seems forced. It just feels like Shimi, is this really it? And but I will take hers over Kelly's. Kelly's is like a confessional thug and she's doing a lot, and I'm just like, Kelly, please figure out.
And all and it's, speaking of that, I'm sure they're gonna address all the messiness she's been saying in her
Yes.
confessionals at the reunion. So I'm gonna look forward to that.
Yes. Yes, she still hasn't owned up to her being the one that said that Pinky was not vegan. But maybe she doesn't remember. Honestly, I interviewed a producer and I don't think I realized that they don't play it back for them for confessionals. They're basically reminding them, like, hey, this happened, and they have to jog their memory and then
Mm.
recall from there. I just thought they watched it, they played it, and then you have to talk about it. It's like, no, they're telling you, so how did you feel when blah, blah, blah. So I give them grace in that maybe they don't remember because sometimes I don't even remember what I ate the day before. So, hey.
But even if she doesn't remember, she still said it and it was
Yeah.
still messy. So she needs to
Yeah.
take accountability for it regardless. So and I know that's gonna come up in
Yeah.
the reunion.
In the reunion. Yeah, that's true. Okay. Pinky. You talked about Pinky a little bit. I've said this too, with Raven, is that I have not warmed up to Pinky. I am hoping to warm up to Pinky. She stepped up. She was a worthy adversary.
Hmm.
against Angela today. And I think my reasoning for Pinky is like Pinky just needs to relax. Pinky is coming with the weight of the world on her shoulders, and she feels like she has to represent, which is understandable. Listen, if you're a black woman, sometimes you feel like you have to be on your best behavior, you have to do everything right. And I wish you would release herself that she's okay. Just be yourself. You don't
Mm.
have to have the responsibility. And I know she's going through this at the same time as everything going on with her business. That's it. But the camera picks up on everything and she's not relaxed, and I can't relax with her because there's a lot going on with her.
And I think it could probably also have something to do with she's in a cast full of other black women with very strong personalities. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's like you got to get in where you fit in.
Yeah.
And first season, we always see people, kind of struggle to navigate
Yeah.
where they fit in that space. So
Yeah.
I give her some grace.
Yeah. She is. Although she's doing is she the one? She's doing the thing that I don't like when they come in and they pick a vet and they just focus on them and just keep picking on them. I think she's chosen Phaedra. Is it Phaedra that she's just going at all the time? And I think Angela tried
Oh
to do
yeah,
that
it's
last
like
year. And
yes.
it's just like it doesn't matter. They take a deep breath. They're like, "Why are you breathing like?" I'm like, it's I hate when people. Who's that newbie that did that to Candy? Like she was just on her. She was a one season person, but she kept going on Candy.
What's her name?
Um I can't remember her name. She was a one season. She came with Sonia that season or something. I don't know. But yeah, so that's my thing with Pinky. But let's get into that fight at the dinner when they were there. She really was trying hard to make a thing about the whole Shamia, the room being dirty, and it's like and Cynthia's like, I spoke to them. They seem fine. You seem madder than they are. Like, what's going on? Which, to be fair, right? This is why people are a little annoyed with Shamia and Kelly. Is like, you're really annoyed. Are you showing one thing to Pinky and then to Cynthia, you're acting like, oh, it's not a big deal. I just want the room to be clean. But you're really, really mad that they put y'all together because there were different pairs of best friends and you feel like they picked you as a payback. The problem is that it's Cynthia. Cynthia is not that kind of person. If Portia did it, then maybe that would be a thing. But yeah. So I think that Pinky came in and like you said, she wanted to say she was fitting in some way, and she tried to create a fight for that to happen. So I'm gonna read some of the insults to just there. I'm not reading all of it, but I'm just, Pinky starts with, I'm a bad bitch. Angela says, bad bitch that doesn't pay the bills. And Pinky says, you can never touch the money that I have made in my lifetime. I have a lot of money. My husband is paid. And Angela goes, oh, you do? Multi-million dollar bills. And then Pinky goes, turn your fan on. You're sweating. And Angela goes, you owe employees, baby. You sure about that? And then Pinky says, how much do you owe in your foreclosures? And then Angela goes, you owe everybody from the people across the street. Pinky switches up and is like, you need a new lace front. Angela says, hey, Mr. Clean, don't do it, Papa Smurf. Pinky goes, I owe you new veneers with that overbite. Angela goes, not the way your teeth commingle. The incestuous teeth that you got, don't do that. Don't do that. All the while, Drew is serving face while making faces. I mean, she looks so good at that dinner.
She did.
And applause, applause for them. Honestly, it was so ridiculous. I think Angela won the fight. Do you have a winner in the fight?
I said it was 50-50. They were both going at
Really?
it. To me. Like I felt like fair fight.
I think the edge that Pinky had was Pinky was giving the serves and Angela was just serving back regardless of where she was turning to because Pinky was all over the place. Like, don't sweat. You got bills, you have foreclosures, fix your lace front. And she was just like, I got you each time. And kudos to Angela. Like, I don't think I could think that quick on
Yeah.
my feet.
Incestuous teeth. Like, what does that even mean? I don't know what that means, but sounds funny. Like,
They're all siblings in the mouth and they're all on top of each other doing things and they're commingling. It's just the choice of commingle and incestuous for teeth. Amazing. Amazing. And kudos to the rest of the women because again, they're vets now for allowing that to happen. There was no, okay, guys, you stop now. We're all grown. They're just
It
like,
wasn't physical, so they didn't need to
yeah,
do that.
yeah.
You know.
So they were like, let it rip. So we can argue that that was the highlight, of the episode. And now they've raised the bar because now we're expecting that to happen. But it was a good episode, and I think that it was also a good episode to let people know that this is the Atlanta that we have now, and we're gonna be all right.
Yeah,
Just give it a
yeah,
chance.
and that's what separates Atlanta from the rest of the franchises.
Yes. Yes. These people, when that's what annoys me when I watch like Salt Lake and they're like, oh, Lisa Barlow with the shade or Angie with the shade. I'm like, guys, this is not shade. This is just a response. Okay. So, okay. Any last thoughts? Any other thoughts on Atlanta for this week?
No,
Okay.
I think we covered it all.
All right. All right. I'll take a break and I'll be right back.
If you've ever felt stuck trying to lose weight, you're not alone. Enter Weight Loss by Hers. It's designed to support you in reaching your goals, and Hers now offers access to an affordable range of FDA-approved GLP-1 medications, including the Wegovy pill and the Wegovy pen. Everything is 100% online through Hers. You'll connect with a licensed provider who will determine if treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is delivered right to your door. No insurance necessary. Ready to reach your goals? Visit forhers.com/alter to get personalized, affordable care that gets you. That's forhers.com/ALTAR. Forhers.com/alter. Weight Loss by Hers is not available in all 50 states. Wegovy is the registered trademark of Novo Nordisk AS. To get started and learn more, including important safety information, Wegovy clinical study information and restrictions, visit forhers.com.
Let's go to the newest of the franchise, Rhode Island. Where are you with Rhode Island? How are you feeling?
I like it. I'm into it. It's refreshing to see a new group of women, new stories, new city. I'm I'm all for Rhode Island.
Yeah, same here. I like Rhode Island. I think the only thing is like I don't everyone's like this is crazy, this is great, this is that and I'm like I like it. I'm not like head over heels, but I'm entertained and I welcome a breath of fresh air because I have famously said that all the housewives are stale. I still like them, but they're stale. So it's just when you have new people to get to know, that's nice. That's like nice to see. And it looks like they went back to the formula that worked for housewives all these years, which is casting people who are actually friends, casting people who actually have history. They have no choice. Rhode Island is so small. Like, what are they going to do? So we're enjoying the benefits of that. Now, I heard that Kelsey broke up with her nameless, faceless boyfriend before filming started. Did you hear that?
Oh, I didn't. I did not hear that. But what is breaking up with someone if they're still like funding you fully? Like,
If friends with benefit?
I, what's the difference? Like, did it? They weren't in the same home anyways. So,
Yeah.
is it really? Was it really a breakup? I,
Yeah,
I
that's true. I heard that they broke up before filming, but during casting, she got cast because she had this interesting storyline of having a sugar daddy that she says is not a sugar daddy, and she didn't want to, stop that, so she just went along with it, and who knows what's true or not. The internet has a lot of stories that are folding out there. So this week we had them going to the port, Newport, which is like a big deal when you go there. And Liz was hosting and with Alicia. Alicia was a sleeper. And she came up from nowhere and became funny unintentionally. She's a funny person. So we have Joe Ellen, who you in danger, girl, with your sister. I don't know what's going on with that, but do you think she is safe with her sister alone in the house with her husband?
you know what? I wouldn't have thought anything of it before, but I might be going off on a tangent here. But I just recently watched, the Michael Jackson movie, and then like
Yeah,
so much, everyone's talking about it. Everyone's talking about his family,
yeah,
the brothers
yeah.
um, took the other brother's
Yep,
woman,
yep.
and that
They
brother
had
had kids with that woman,
kids.
and then
Yep.
he married her. And so, you know what I'm saying? Anything could happen. So if it happened to their family, it could happen to anyone else, right? Like,
Yeah, it could. And we don't even have to go that far. When we see the things that happen in Bravo now, I was just like, Joellen better hope she's not the next Scandival or Westling Amanda situation, because it seems like people don't have boundaries. But I will say though that I don't feel like, I think what I said was, I don't think that her sister would do anything. It's just a case of maybe, like, God forbid, like, say Joellen passes away, it won't be shocking if next thing she's the new wife of her husband, because she
well,
holds a
that's not
position.
as bad as if that's not
I
as bad.
think it is. It's not as bad, but I think it's still weird. Like,
Yeah,
to
because
be
that's
very.
still the kid's auntie, you
And
know?
they
Yeah.
dated in high school. It's like, were you waiting in the wings the whole time for this to happen? So it'll be very strange. But she did share a touching story with her sister. Like, she had like a tough childhood with their mom. She feels like her mom, didn't love her, and they sent her to, I don't know, a school for, I guess, bad kids and things. And I'm just wondering how these people get family to basically do therapy on camera with them. I know I can't get any family member to do that on my end.
Yeah,
So,
I feel like from what I understand and I've heard other housewives say is that, like, they
mhm.
form these really close relationships with, like, their whoever producer is
Producers.
assigned to them. So I think, like, they form like these friendships and get close enough where they feel comfortable,
Hmm.
just saying whatever needs to be said or doing whatever needs to be done
Yeah. Yeah.
with the show.
But her mom, I think when we saw the coming up in the future episodes, her mom is going to come on, and I guess they're going to have that conversation. So I think in terms of like her mom, who's not a regular cast member, who's not used to being on camera, she has to agree to be on there to listen to things that are probably
Hmm.
going to be tough and
Hmm.
criticizing her. And I'm like,
Hmm.
how do you convince them to come on there and
Yeah, I'm sure
agree
there's some conversations before that to
beforehand?
prep her,
Yeah,
you know,
to do that. Yeah.
yeah, and then they film it again.
And then go through the motions all over again.
Exactly.
For newbies, I am very proud of them and how they picked the rooms. I don't even think we had a room fight, which is very strange for housewives. Like, we still
Why
have
is you
people
so petty?
still fighting about rooms. Okay, where do you stand on the whole Rosie versus Kelsey feud?
It seemed I agree with what
Ashley?
Rosie said
Oh, Rosie. Okay.
towards the end of the episode, and it seemed she kind of like, I don't know if she said it explicitly, but kind of like inferred that she might have been like a little jealous of her. She has the husband, and we know that Kelsey says she wants a husband, and
Hmm.
looks like she's trying to pick up her career again.
Hmm.
And I think that could also be why she was maybe a little upset about not tagging her for doing
Hmm.
the hair. Was it hair or makeup? The hair.
Yeah. Hmm.
Because as she's trying to cut the cord from her sugar daddy, she's trying to establish herself, and
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I don't know. She has a lot going on, but I do think there's something there. Maybe there's some animosity towards Rosie because Rosie hasn't done anything to her from what we see, really.
Yeah. So my take on this is, my co-host Aid a long time ago said sometimes when we have fights and we don't understand what's happening, 80% of the time it is people fighting about things off camera that they
Hmm.
cannot say on
Yeah,
camera.
yeah.
And that's where my head went to, is like, okay, are we going to find out? My thing is, these women are so open, they tell us everything. So the fact that we don't, if it is something that we don't know, it's very strange to me, because already the one thing about Rhode Island, everything is on the table. All these women came with complicated romantic relationships, and they were like, yeah, I'm going to go on camera and I'm going to show everyone. And the men are on board.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to find out what that is. But at
Well,
first it
I mean,
was,
the hair thing that was off camera. That was brought on. That didn't happen on
yeah,
the show. So
yeah. But it feels like it should
you
be
think it's something
deeper.
more?
Yeah, it should be deeper, because when the hair thing, I'm like, okay, well, I see why you didn't post it, especially if you post everyone else. But my argument was that um Kelsey wasn't doing that for a living. So at the time, I mean, she's being funded. So it was like, oh, you did me a favor. But if Rosie is posting everybody, why are you just not posting hers? So I can kind of see why. But I just think that Kelsey hasn't, if it's not something off camera, I think Kelsey has not forgiven Rosie for bringing up the whole boyfriend thing and the wrong use of polyamory. They're not married, but just saying that she's practicing polyamory. I something about it rubbed her the wrong way. I don't know, and she's still holding on to it. The same way Kyle is holding on to Dorit exposing her text, and years later, we're still fighting about the same.
But then how could she get over her little run in with Liz so fast? Remember at the party, she got over that so quick, and they were like friends like the next day when they were screaming at each other.
There are certain people don't want to be on their bad side, and Liz seems to be the top. She seems to be top of the totem pole and is like, I'm not gonna fight with Liz. And they said that they're kind of scared of Liz. They don't know what she's gonna do. And Liz seems to know where everybody's bodies are buried. Remember Alicia tried to say I was homeless? And Liz was like, no, you were not. I'm not gonna let you say you were homeless. You have too much family to say that they would never let you be homeless.
Privileged.
The thing is, knowing what we kind of know about Alicia, who's kind of like a Portia, in her mind, I truly believe she thought she was homeless. As long as she didn't have the home that she had, it technically in her mind she thinks she's homeless, but it's the wrong usage. Is like my home was my mom, my dad, and my little Corvette bed. And I don't have that anymore. I'm in my grandparents' house, so I don't have that home. Ergo, I'm homeless. And Liz is like, that's not what homeless means. But I think in her mind, she thinks she was truly homeless. But the woman is someone who was searching for diamonds in the park over there. So, you know, what are you going to do? What did you think about the women going around talking about their masks and, the things that they carried?
I thought it was interesting. Everyone opened up except for Ashley. She said she basically didn't have anything to bring to the table, which is, if
Mm-hmm.
true, then
Yeah.
good for her. She's experienced no heartache, no trauma in her life.
I mean, I think she's experienced heartache because it was heartache to get to Jared, but I mean, they ended up together, I guess. I think what was off was just crying about the fact that you had nothing to cry about. Like, it just didn't feel like a crying moment. It's like, yeah, you can express that, like, and you can spin it. You can be like, guys, like, I know how privileged I am. Like, I feel truly blessed that I haven't experienced anything. I think maybe her choice of words, I think she was referring to death, saying, like, I haven't lost anyone close to me. And then if that happens to me, I'm going to be, so sad. Then it will make sense. But saying, when I went on The Bachelor, I was scared because I have no story to tell. And then you're crying about that. The Bachelor was like how many years ago? So, you know that was some privilege. But I'm looking forward to everything that's coming up, especially with Rula. I don't understand. I don't know if Rula is gonna come back. She wasn't in the first episode, and I don't think we saw her at all in the last episode. But I don't know if it's because she's carrying the season so far with her cheating husband, Brian.
Is she full time or a friend?
The first time I covered this, I asked like who besides Dolores, who is a friend of and who is full time. I don't know. Oh yeah, Dolores. Why is she here? We don't need everyone keeps saying they brought her to usher in, but I'm like, we've had shows debut without friends of. So why did we need one here?
So unnecessary.
Yeah, they should have trusted the women that they cast. Like they were good. So
Exactly.
um who would you say is your favorite Rhode Island housewife?
I guess I'll go with Liz.
Liz. Okay, yeah. She's fun. Mine is Joellen. She will not let the bone go about Rula, which she needs to. Rula absolutely knows her husband is cheating. She does not want to leave him, so let her be.
Yeah,
Even though
I
the
agree.
news going around that he gave his mistress minority stake
I heard
ownership in the company is wild.
I heard that. And then also Joe Ellen's supposed to be like really good friends with the mistress.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. I feel like that kind of says something about you too. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't be friends with someone living that kind of lifestyle.
I want more
Like who?
details.
Like I don't know who's just open about being a mistress and just like, hey, I'm a mistress, guys. Look at me on Instagram. Like, why is that something you're proud of?
I don't know if it's good friends or Joellen is keeping her close for story. That's the thing with housewives is like again, I feel like they're always on and you never know what is happening. So she said they go to school together, they have that because she's really like in real time to know that he's on his way to see the mistress. Who's your TMZ? So I don't know if it's like, well, we're about to film this show. I can get stuff from you and I can be in the mix. Or are they like buddy buddies? They have Friday wine nights, they go out on trips. I don't know. So, but I do believe Andy will ask
Weird.
that in the reunion. How were you getting um up to date real time updates on the mistress? But also I heard that's the reason why Brian and Rula left also because the mistress was on her way to
Yeah.
the polo thing and I'm like, this is so messy. What are you guys doing? If you're going to stay, Brian, just I don't know, get an arrangement, all three of you, and leave us out of it, I guess is the thing. Like do whatever you want in your marriage, but don't bring everyone. And Rula, don't act like you're so hurt, you know? And let us be. Okay. Let's take a break and we'll be back to talk about Summer House. And we're back. You know, I almost don't want to talk about Amanda anymore. Just because.
Oh, that Amanda. I was like, I
Yeah.
just watched Beverly Hills reunion today, so I'm like, okay,
Yeah, Summer
here.
House, Summer House, Summer House. Just the whole Amanda and West because they've ruined the viewing experience in that everything is through the lens of West and Amanda. And it's like it's hard not to, even if it wasn't, oh, did they do this because, did they do that because, and it's like I
Everybody's
just
an investigator now.
yes, and it's like, and I mentioned the last time I talked about Summer House, there are also other stories on there. I think KJ is a great ad, his relationship with Dara. I think Mia's story is so relatable for me, her journey with grief. Carl looking like he's coming into his own, whatever the heck is going on with Bailey. And it's like, even Ben. So let me ask you, since I don't know, where do you stand on Ben? Because a lot of people are divisive on Ben and how he is. But what are your thoughts on Ben?
I like him. I don't see any issue with him.
Yeah,
I like him. I think he's
I
a
like
good
him.
voice of reason too.
Yeah, I think he's not the typical guy that we've seen on Summer House. I
No.
do think he lied about his relationship with Sabrina. I think they were dating. I don't know why he thought he had to lie. He was doing what guys do, I think, where they leave the door open in case they meet someone. So technically he's not cheating, which is how Kyle and Amanda got into this mess. Because that's what happened. He was dating Amanda and then he was coming on Summer House and then he's like, "Oh, I don't want to be tied down." But then they didn't separate and then 10 years later here we are. But I think Ben actually likes Sabrina. We hope. Who knows? I don't know. So we'll see how that goes with them. Okay. What is your in a summary? What are your thoughts on the whole Kyle and Amanda? Even though I don't want to add any more fuel to their fire, but what are your thoughts on the whole thing? Like, do you think that at this time where we're watching, they have started hooking up?
I think something was brewing at this time we were watching. It has to be something. Both of them so touchy feely. Him feeling he needs to step up and protect her all the time, like she's a damsel in distress. It's giving more than friendship to
Yeah,
me. But I
yeah,
get it. Like you said, we're also at a point where
watching.
we already know what
Yeah.
has happened. So it could be that we're just like uber critical of everything. But
Hmm.
I don't know. My gut just tells me like things have been brewing for some time. And it's not the timeline that they've said, which is like this whole March thing, whatever.
Yeah,
Back then, they were dating.
yeah. That's fair because the other side of it is Summer House. They don't have boundaries. Imagine if we didn't know we know nothing happened between them or and it was last season, was it last season, yeah, with Jesse and Sierra. They were so touchy feely too with the whole Lexi thing and all that, and nothing happened between them, and see how touchy feely they were, and just in general in
I think there was still some sexual tension between them. I don't think it was just innocent, them just innocently,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And West even brought it up. He was like, he brought it up earlier this season. I don't know if you heard
Yeah.
him. He was like, well, like, he says something along the lines of like, how do you think I felt when she was touching all over Jesse, whatever.
Yeah.
But I think, yeah, I
Yeah.
think there was, I don't think it
Something
was just,
going on. Okay. I've just always thought they have no boundaries because it was 2 episodes ago that I noticed that West is very touchy, not just with Amanda. Because I think even with Bailey at some point, he was like pulling her hair and he was standing with somebody else and he was touching their neck and just in general in the house. They just, I don't know, they don't have any boundaries. So my theory was that I think Amanda had a crush because West is a late bloomer. West is just grateful for all the attention right now. He's still stuck in like the fame and he wants to utilize it and playing catch up from everything.
yeah,
And
bad
I
thing.
th- I think Amanda has feelings because they're hanging out together. Kyle has even said like she hung out with West more than me. And that's why I mean by they don't have any boundaries. But as much as they hung out and Kyle is just like, it's normal, it's I don't know. It's just kind of crazy.
Yeah, that won't be normal for my relationship.
I know.
I'm not doing that.
But even nobody else in the house, even like, because apparently I don't follow any of them. They post stuff on IG and they're always hanging out, and no one is like, hey, you're hanging out too much. Instead, they're like, oh, they got coffee. Oh, they had brunch, and it's regular to them. Not
Yeah,
my
that's
household.
weird.
So I think that she had caught feelings. I
Mhm.
think that, well, what was it I said? I said, I think like, maybe a night they hung out or whatever, they kissed and they were like, okay, we can't do this anymore. So we know we're attracted to each other, but we're not going to do anything. And my co host was like, no, West and Amanda are not the kind of people who just kiss and say, oh, no, it's wrong. They're going to go all the way. And he thinks that something has happened. You
I
think
could
so
see
too?
that. I could see that. And
Okay.
my whole thing is we see how bad the relationship has
Yes.
gotten
Mm-hmm.
with Kyle and Amanda. Like, why
Mm-hmm.
not just end it? Why not end it before the summer? Like, why does this have to drag out to the point where, like, it literally seems like she hates him
Yeah.
with the way she's acting? So I'm like,
Yeah.
it doesn't even have to get to that point.
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't know. And I know that everyone, okay, not everyone. It is true. Kyle is a shitty husband. In that regard, I like listen, I do like Kyle, but he's a shitty husband to Amanda. They were never compatible. They never should have been together. Um but I do think that some things he says are valid. I think that again with the incompatibility, he has a work ethic that she does not possess.
No,
And
yeah.
that's when, he doesn't know how to regulate. And it's the same thing we're going to talk about Dorit is like you could have points, but when you don't know how to express it, the focus is going to be on your shitty delivery of it. There's no reason where you should call your wife a bitch. There is no reason where you should be, and I know he said, okay, let's get to it. The lost and found conversation. Amanda was goading him. Amanda was, trying to get everybody else to do that. That smirk on her face was kind of scary. It was just like, oh, everything. It's almost like I love when a plan is coming together. Everyone is saying that, and you're doing all that. And I know Kyle was just like,
Old
fuck
villain.
you, because
He
Kyle
knew what
was,
was happening.
yes, Kyle was like, I
He knows
know
his
what
wife.
you're doing, and screw you for doing that to me. If he could regulate, he could have gotten over it. But once you do that, you don't talk to someone like that. Like just walk away. But Kyle has never been able to regulate. He's 43 and he still cannot regulate. So to your
Yeah, she knows how
point,
to push his buttons.
yes. And to your point, if they had just separated a long time ago, we would not be here.
We'd
Now
never
we're at the
even
point
get
of
to
no
that point.
return.
Yeah.
Yes. And everybody interjecting. I have a personal rule. No matter how terrible, unless your life is in danger and it's like physical abuse and stuff, I just never tell people or my friends to leave. You have to come to that decision yourself.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Else, it's a
agree.
whole thing.
He
I
had
just,
boundaries.
yeah, just personally, like I can say, hey, I can lead you to what are your thoughts? What are you, but to outright tell someone, well, you got to leave. The only times I've ever said that was like dire situations, like, okay, you gotta go and you gotta leave. And for everybody, Sierra just cornering
Too
Kyle.
much.
And
It's too much.
I know that they're friends, right? And again, it was separate on the beach. But for Kyle, who thinks that there's hope because they went to couples counseling, and Amanda did not mention, hey, I think it might be a good idea for us to separate. And I'm hearing it for the first time
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
someone else. And then that's one. Then you're at dinner with everybody else. And then Lindsay brings it up again. And it's like, oh, you're married, you're this. And he's just like, wait, what? Does everybody know more than me at this point? So, in that regard, oh God, I know people are going to be mad. But in that regard, I do think that, I understand his blow up. But if he had regulated himself, he had learned how to do that. It is a skill that you need to have
Yeah.
as an
He's at his
adult.
breaking point.
Yes, as an adult. And you yourself don't wait if you're miserable too. I think no one wants to pull the trigger. No one wants to be the one that says, I'm the one who broke up our marriage. And they're both suffering for it, and we're all suffering for it, for
The show is
for all of
suffering.
this.
I mean,
Yeah, I don't know. It's just it's crazy. And I don't know how much editing is being done now by the editors and producers to kind of paint Amanda in a certain light, because that conversation with Mia, would we ever have seen it? I don't know. Was it originally included? But it was just weird to watch her say all that.
I know. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah. Mia came out with a video just saying like her spidey senses were tingling when she was saying that. So I'm curious to know what
Yeah,
conversation.
I felt like even like Mia's reactions to what Amanda was saying was kind of
Hmm.
like, it wasn't like, yeah,
Yeah,
girl,
yeah, yeah.
you know what I'm saying? It was
Yeah. It
like,
was
yeah,
like, huh,
I feel
that's a
you.
lot. Okay. Sure.
Like,
So,
I died for Sierra. I'd kill for her. She said something like that. I'm like, what?
hmm
Girl, okay,
hmm
calm down.
yeah,
Calm down.
doing too much now. So, yeah, so we'll see what happens at the reunion on that. But all we know is for sure is that Amanda was a checked out lady to not even respond to your husband. Hey, I've landed. Hey, I've
Oh yeah.
done that. But then Wes says something and you're like, best day ever. I'm not here. So, okay. Well, let's talk about the other things that are happening there. I mean, Jesse had a good episode. I am not famously not a Jesse Solomon fan. I don't know. He annoys me. I don't even need a valid reason. He just annoys me. But he did good this week. It was very nice of them to include that. And it's just also weird to see him be serious. And he was being vulnerable and saying he's lonely, but I don't know. He doesn't act like someone who wants a girlfriend.
Really? I feel like he's always been.
He
I
did
feel like
not
he's always shown that.
He did not
Like,
handle Lexi well. I don't think he
he
acted like.
didn't handle her well, but he liked the idea of being in a relationship.
Yeah, he likes the idea, but he's not. I mean, his point of what he said, I should spend more time working on myself to be ready for a relationship, because whatever happened in that room, it wasn't a toe that was sucked. So so I don't know if it's cheating, were they exclusive? I can't remember. It was so fast, that relationship. So,
All the
what
relationships in Summer House seem to be so fast, but I get it. It's just the summer, right? So
All of them. What I want for Sierra in the future is anybody call you their best friend, just tell them we're friends. Don't say best friend. Whatever's happening with I think Sabrina right now, I'm glad they're friends, but don't say best friends. Like, because now we're just throwing it out willy-nilly, and clearly, like Amanda said, what was it in one of the leaks? I don't know if you listened to the leak,
I
that
didn't.
we're not from third grade, so we're not really friends. So
Oh
don't.
wait, I didn't hear that part. Maybe I didn't hear
Well,
all of
something to that regard. I stopped listening after the first leak. I stopped listening to all the
it. I mean,
others.
on all these shows, I feel like they kind of do throw that word out pretty
They do.
easily. I'm like, "Girl,
They
you
do.
just met this person.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
what show was I watching? Oh, on Southern Charm.
Yeah.
I
Vanita and
thought Sally and Charlie had been friends for years, the way they were acting, and they had like literally just known each other for months before the show. So I'm like, girls, like this whole, oh, that's my best friend. Like she tells me everything. I'm like, okay, you're just getting to know the person.
I mean, Vanita is very guilty of that. She did that with
Is it
Madison one season, JP the next
JP.
season, JT the next season, and then it was Sally this
Yeah.
season. So I
Yeah.
don't know who our best friend is going to be next season, but she
That's
needs
what I'm
to
saying.
stop.
All these girls do that. I'm like, you're just getting to know these people. Like, it's okay to just say, like, you're an acquaintance or we're friendly with each other. But
Yeah,
I don't
it
know.
is. Lindsay and Sharon. The Is it contentious? I feel like we hear that it's contentious, but we don't see it. That meetup at Soft Bar was a lot of tension. That was there. Um, I understand both sides. I hate to be a both sides person, but I do because it's her son. You know, Sharon is going to protect her son.
Yeah.
Lindsay is kind of mean. I just, no matter how much you love Lindsay, if anyone says that she's not, that's a lie.
No, she
It's
is.
fact.
And I think she's aware that she's mean.
So
I just think it hurt more because of who it was coming from. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And then the whole thing that happened, you know,
yeah.
with the breakup. And she had said in the last episode that I guess that she kind of looked up to her like a mother figure. So if a
Mm-hmm.
mother figure
Mm-hmm.
is saying that you're mean on TV after you've been broken up with on TV, I guess
Yeah.
it's a little different.
Yeah, I mean, we don't talk enough about mommy issues. Daddy issues gets all the publicity, but there's a lot of mommy issues, and I think that translated here. Like, here's
Every
another
show has
woman, yeah, who has failed me here. And you brought up a point that I was gonna bring up was like, can I was gonna ask, can Lindsay say anything without inserting Carl? Like, it's just at this point, it's a drinking game. Like anything she wants to say, she
my
inserts
ex
Carl.
fiance, my ex fiance.
And it's just like, is she not over him, or is she not over him breaking up with her on national television?
I think it's just gonna take her finding someone else, right? Because if she's with someone else and in a happy relationship, I doubt she's gonna continue to have these freedom parties, right? Because why need to keep keeping track? Like, clear out space so someone else could come in your life, get rid of all that old stuff and old feelings about Carl, and just move on. But you can't move on unless you get rid of all the past stuff and hurt.
But first and foremost, to Lindsay, she's a reality star. So she will have those freedom parties because she's already not full time in the house. And that's something for her to keep
That's a good point.
doing. So, and she was in PR. That combination is lethal. So, so she's gonna keep doing that. But I don't know if you saw the pictures of them at some reality TV awards last night. Lindsay looks so good. But she and Carl, they were dancing together. They took pictures together. I think if anything, I don't think she's romantically in love with him anymore, but they did have a good friendship. And I think maybe that's what's missing. I don't know if Lindsay has done all the work because Lindsay has no problem finding men. The problem is making it last. That I don't know, but also if that's what she wants, I know what she really wanted was a baby, which she already has now. So I'm just like, maybe you just want to live your life and live it to the best, and maybe you don't want to be tied down. Like, not everybody's meant to be monogamous. Because one thing about Lindsay, she will cut you off quick. She's not gonna put up with mess. She has her own standards. So maybe that's gonna be her new, I don't know, life plan. But she just hasn't realized it yet. Like, I'm gonna be free. I already have the baby
I
that I
can
want.
see that. I can see that. And I'm wondering if I think I talked about this in a video when she was talking to Mia. Mia,
Mm-hmm.
they were having that conversation like having
About
like a
mothers.
lunch, and Mia
Yeah.
was talking, and Mia was kind of bringing up her timeline, and then Lindsay's eyes
Yeah.
kind of open up like, timeline, because
Yeah.
Mia wants to have kids,
Yeah.
um, but obviously everyone wants to have kids in the more traditional sense where you have the
Yeah.
husband, you get married, and then
Yeah.
have kids.
Mhm.
But I'm wondering if that might kind of be her situation one day too, where it's just like, you know what, I'm fine with just having a kid,
Yeah.
and me
Yeah.
might not work out with the guy I'm with right now, like,
Yeah.
but I got my baby,
Yeah.
because that psychic told her, or
Yes.
the what do you call them,
Medium. Medium.
the medium told her
Mhm.
that she would have a daughter.
Daughter. Yeah.
So I don't
I
know.
know.
It seemed like to me in that conversation, like Lindsay was kind of seeing herself there, but that's how I took it.
Yeah, like timeline, schmineline. Life is what happens while you're making plans. Like you can do what you
Yeah.
want. But for me personally, I mean, I hope at the reunion she's broken up with her boyfriend. Like that guy is not for her. I don't know them, but they're not aligned. He's not like all the chefs that have made their way through, it did not last. And if he has to travel so much, that's not what Mia is looking for. So it's not gonna happen. And
Seems like a good guy though. I don't think he's to me he seems like a good guy, but it's just like for his career, it's not gonna work for her.
I just don't want another misalignment because again, that's how we got here with Kyle and Amanda. That's
Yeah.
what happened with Carl and Lindsay. They're great individually, I guess, but they're not good together. So
Yeah.
that's the same thing with Mia. Like they're not aligned from jump. Don't compromise. You know what you want. You can't be with a traveling person.
Time
You don't want
wasters.
to be, yeah, a single mother technically because he'll be traveling. So,
Yeah. Time
it's fine,
wasters. Yeah.
for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. And a lot of people need to start like being honest and having those conversations very early and being able to cut people off very early with if it doesn't line because there's chemistry and compatibility and you have to have the compatibility. It has to work. You have to be
Yeah.
compatible when it comes to those major life decisions like
Yep.
children, career,
Yeah,
finances.
things. Yeah, got to be aligned with the major values, core values. By the way, Carl has the right take on West. He was being interviewed on the red carpet, and West apparently is sending out texts like he's giving out lottery tickets, and he said that West has reached out to me, but I am not ready to respond. Part of me worries that I don't think that he fully understands still the impact of some of what he has done, and I'm
I,
like, snaps for Carl.
yeah.
I'm so proud of Carl. I don't know this man, but it's just I went back to watch like season 1. If you try to explain to people what Carl was back then, I don't think they would believe you. Like it's just like he's night and day. At some point I actually did worry. I was like, Carl is like a shell of himself. Like I know he got sober and I think I always say this, I don't think the people in the house appreciates his journey to being sober. They don't understand how hard it is to just come and see everyone party and just maintain that, year after year.
Yeah.
And I'm like maybe he just got older and he just got wiser and
And
he's just such a good
you have
guy.
to take in consideration the passing of his brother,
Yeah.
right? Because when you lose someone close to you, that has a way of
That's true.
humbling you and
Yeah.
looking at life totally different. Where it's like this doesn't
Mhm.
matter. You know what I'm saying? Like in the
Yeah.
bigger scheme of things.
Yes. All these is petty.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, he says that all the time. My brother saved my life in that regard. So I'm happy for him that soft bar came to fruition. I hope it lasts. It's so expensive to
Same.
maintain real
Oh
estate in
my
New
god.
York. So I
That's
don't know. I hope everything lasts. Mentioned that KJ, great addition. It's just he was really nice, when he said like he felt like one of the boys. He's never had that. And he lost a brother when he was younger
I know.
and found out.
I didn't even know he had a brother.
No
Because he
idea.
only talked about his sisters
Yes.
before, but that's
Yes,
heartbreaking.
it is. And it's not like he was young. He was 17
Yeah.
when he passed. So that's like almost an adult, when he passed away.
Very young.
And I know that you almost forget that West brought him to the house because his relationship with Sierra and Mia is so cute that you forget that he came in as a friend of West. I can't remember what episode it was where Sierra made him a plate and she just, in passing, was just like, oh, that plate of food that I made for KJ and just left it out for him. So I like their relationship so much.
Right.
Before we wrap it up here, Ben in his confessional said something about his dad and was like, "Oh, he's pretty religious and we were not supposed to do anything." But then I got into indiscretion with a girl in high school and I'm like, "This is where producer you say, what do you mean indiscretion?" They never said anything. So now I'm forced to create my own story and I just think that he got someone pregnant and had an abortion. I don't what else could it
Wow.
be?
I was thinking that.
What were you thinking?
I was thinking just hooking up with someone.
He would say I had sex. Wouldn't he just say I had premarital
But
sex?
he's Australian, they say things differently.
So I'm obsessed with Australian reality shows. I watch all of them. They are worse than we are. Like they don't care. They are out there. They have no loyalty to anyone. And maybe he's a product of his upbringing. He's a PK. I don't know. His dad is not a pastor, but he's religious. Maybe that's what it is. But just a choice of words of saying indiscretion. I mean, he can say sex.
Yeah, leaves a lot to the imagination.
Yeah, so if he says indiscretion, that's what I took it to be. But you guys let me know when Ben says he had an indiscretion with someone in high school. And then his dad didn't talk to him. Your dad wouldn't talk to you because you had sex? I had to go deep.
Oh, you send that question to Andy at the reunion for Oh, never mind. They already filmed the
They
reunion.
already filmed it. I do think he's going to ask. If they don't get taken over by the whole West and Amanda thing,
No, but they can't. He can't ask because that wasn't shown yet. Remember, they had already.
but they've watched. So they always ask ahead of time. Some of the
Oh,
guests, they
maybe
guess, yeah, some of the things. I hate the reunion schedule. It's one of my
it's
gripes
so
with
stupid.
Bravo.
I feel
Yeah,
yeah. We need to see everything first.
yes, we need to see it so we can ask some questions because they're anticipating
There's so
what people are gonna ask, but you might
yeah.
not always nail it. Okay. Wrapping up things. What do you think about Carl and Bailey?
I don't really think anything of them. I mean, I guess I don't. Mm, I guess it works for him. I mean, Bailey hasn't. She's not really much of a factor to me on the show. To be honest.
Bailey's not my cup of tea, but I think I do like her and Carl. My problem with Carl is like I just feel like he does not have a desire to date, which is okay
I get feeling too. I get that feeling too. It's like he's kind of just doing it to do it. Like,
to do
oh,
it. Yeah.
entertain this girl. Yeah.
So they will leave him alone. I feel like the only reason he even goes out there and he has sex is like, okay, I've done it for the quarter. I can tell them they'll whoop and holler and then leave me alone.
Yeah,
But
but people like that. They don't. That's okay.
I would think so. So I don't know what he feels, but also it was just kind of funny when he said it felt like a. Did you say USB when you just put your charger in? I'm like, okay, sure, Carl. But I don't know. They made out. They both thought it was a great kiss, and the camera cut away from them. I'm like, why? But we'll see what happens by the reunion. She didn't really answer on Watch What Happens Live if they're together or not, but I feel like if they were, we would know because nothing is a secret anymore in life. There's cameras everywhere. So,
Yeah, seriously.
okay, let's wrap it up with Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Everybody keeps complaining that it's so terrible. I don't think it's so terrible.
I don't either.
I just think like they've kind of hit a wall. And especially after this reunion, I don't know where they go, but I also don't want anyone to be fired.
I feel like people say that every season, though.
I
Like,
mean, that's
where's it gonna go from here? Like, people say that for seasons.
that's true. Last season, my thing was I didn't know where Sutton was gonna go. Little did I know that little Miss Amanda Francis was gonna come in, and Kyle and Dorit were gonna really hate each other, would not like work anymore, and that took everything away from Sutton because Sutton barely had any questions this
Oh yeah,
reunion.
true.
They like Dorit and Kyle just sucked up the air of everything and
Yeah,
took over everything. So for me, why?
it was basically Dorit, Kyle, Bose, and Amanda. Everyone
Yeah,
else was irrelevant.
Tilly just showed off her dress and sat down. That's it. There was nothing.
As she should. I mean, at least
Yeah,
Tilly was invited because Natalie wasn't there.
the Phantom of Natalie. They should have at least brought her out and asked her about that one question
Oh, the
where
man.
Bose, yeah, about the mask, but I don't know. I don't know what
That was such
went
a
on with
waste
that.
of budget.
It was like, what was the plan with that? And then she did the after show sometimes. So I don't know what they were planning with that. But yeah, so for me, it's because Kyle definitely hates Dorit. Dorit definitely hates Kyle. Erica is gonna stick beside Kyle, and she says she needs space. I think they can work something out, but Kyle doesn't want to talk to Bose because Bose is friends with Dorit. Sutton is just please like me, anyone, I'll go with you. And so, and I don't know if Amanda's coming back. She said, "Why would I do that?" So then, what do we do? That's what I mean. I
But I
know it's
mean,
always screwed up. Okay, go ahead.
just like we never expected Amanda this season, next season will be someone else. They'll figure it out. They always do.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I just wonder whose friend is gonna make it. It's not gonna be Erica. Erica doesn't have any friends, but I wonder who's.
Neither does Dorit, right?
Oh, that's a good point. I was just thinking about that. That's oh, that's
I
true.
think
Oh, we
that's
still.
why their relationship with Kyle is just so much more extreme because like that's their friend. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Kyle has like is friends with everybody in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Rose has a lot of friends as well from
Yeah.
the industry and just in the different communities she's in. Um, Sutton has Tilly. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe Bose could bring someone on.
She can. Well, Kyle would not like that because he feels like someone else in Dorit's camp. And I think part of the reason that Kyle is annoyed is I don't think she likes the fact that these new people are coming on and they don't see, yeah, they don't see Dorit as the villain that she sees Dorit as, and they're warming up to her. And she doesn't understand why no one else hates her as much as she does and the audience. Because when she made that comment, like, oh, you think it's so cool, you're smoking a cigarette and everybody loves you. And I was like, that sounded so petty. And every time you say something, she's like, you guys say something. You guys join in, chime in, like, make a point solely based on what you think. Why do you want everyone to be a group project
She,
to
I was just
vilify
about to say,
Dorit?
she's used to having a group backing her, like
Yeah.
Fox 4 Spy. That's not a thing anymore.
Oh,
Like,
I'm so glad at the dissolution of that. Like, that was, I do agree with people who say that it is true when Dorit says that Erica was trying to save her job. Um,
oh, yeah. So my whole thing is like, out of all the things she said, that's what makes you the most upset. Like, I
because
just
it's
thought
true. That's why
she's
it
like,
makes
I didn't want to say it. I was telling Andy in the back. I'm like I was thinking she was gonna, it was gonna be something bigger, but I'm like, that's
yeah,
really what made you upset over your friendship with this woman for years. Like,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
It was a lot of hypocrisy. Like the third part was really, really, really annoying. It was a lot of like, they already got on Amanda for, oh, your wealth, you're this. I was like, people watch Beverly Hills because of the wealth. Like, I know you went through a tough time, and it's not like we don't see all the bags, and Tilly does it, and we see it with Kyle. Like, I don't, Amanda's annoying. I'm not gonna lie that she is, but I think again, the major factor is because of the age difference, and they are just committed to misunderstanding Amanda. They don't like Amanda. No matter what she does is gonna be wrong, right? And Erica just deciding that she's gonna side with Kyle is weird to me because now I'm doubting my memory and I want Amanda memory. I don't have it because she remembers everything, whatever you
Yeah,
say.
she does. She's
Yes, she does. Because I'm just like, I think that Erica has said, I think I put that on threads the other day and I was like, I think Erica has said that Kyle has power. That there was a time where she and Renna were anti Kyle and they were sticking together and she said something like, they have power in Hollywood when she was also talking about Kathy. And no one wants to be on her bad side. So now to act like Kyle, oh, she doesn't have that power. What are you talking about? I'm like, Erica, the North remembers. Like, you can't just say things just because. And I like that they played the montage of them saying nasty things about Dorit. So when Dorit says, we're not friends, like, Bose has done more for me. Like, honestly, if Erica said that's what hurt her, okay, maybe, but it kind of makes sense because she's not supporting Dorit the way Dorit did when Erica was going through her stuff because Dorit stuck by her regardless of what was happening. And you would think that Erica would understand her going through a hard time. So I don't understand what's happening. And the other thing that was raised is maybe what Dorit is also reacting to is that she has seen Kyle do this maybe in their Fox 5, they've planned stuff and
she
done
knows.
things.
She knows.
So, they have secrets against each other. I don't know. I don't know. Is Dorit able to keep a secret at this point? Do you think that she will still keep Kyle's secrets at this point? So I don't know. But I think we've hit the peak with this season. We just can't watch them fight anymore.
No,
It's too
it
much.
has to be about something else next season for sure.
Yeah. It's established that, we don't like each other. We're not going anywhere. So that's what it's going to be. Why do you think Bose dislikes Amanda so much?
I don't know. I think the two just misunderstand each other. I wish that they could come together and put everything that's been said about each other, all the attacks, whatever, to the side, and
Mhm.
just like be cool. Like I just think it's a lot of misunderstanding. That's really what it is. A lot of people are saying like, oh, she's jealous of her. I personally don't think that's what it is. I just think they're misunderstanding each other.
No, I don't think she's jealous of her, but you know how sometimes people just annoy you. I think she just annoys her, and I think the women collectively think that she's living a fake life. So
Yes,
unless they know something that we don't, and they just like be authentic and stop, faking and trying to one up. And then remember when they were in the car with Rachel, and she was taking all the phone calls and trying to be like, "We're all successful. You're not any different." So I think she just gets under her skin, but instead of just blocking it out, she's just like, "Urgh, I'm just saying everything." It wasn't a good look in the third part, in that everything that she was saying, "No, I didn't say that." And it was just really frustrating that they couldn't roll the tape at the time
for
to
her to see.
prove,
Yeah.
yeah, for
But
her to see it.
even watching those tapes, I still think they she was misunderstanding what she was saying.
Who's she and who's she?
I feel like Amanda was still misunderstanding what Bose was saying. Like even with the like
Really?
two mom things. Like I think she was taking that out of context. I
I
mean,
think,
to be
yeah.
fair,
Mhm.
in the moment during the scene where Bose asked like if those were his children or her children, I feel
Mhm.
like she didn't need to say that. Like that was inappropriate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But in her confessional, where she said, "Hey, she wouldn't want her daughter calling another woman mom," I
Mhm.
think Amanda mistook that, and you know,
I
obviously they played that clip, but
I think for both of them, tone always matters. When Amanda says they're his kids, I'm raising them. There's something about the way she said it, like they have a mom, like is she not raising them? I'm the one raising them, and I think that got under Bose's skin. And then Bose saying like, I don't like that. They have their. It was also like disdain, like yo being a stepmom, but there are other stepmoms. So both of them
that's what I'm
were
saying.
throwing shade. I don't think it was misunderstood. They were both throwing shade. They were right.
But she was taking it the wrong way, though. I feel like Amanda was taking it as like, oh, like her role is not a mother role to her stepchildren.
Yeah,
But that's not, but I can understand why how both said it would be taken.
yeah,
I just think it's a communication thing. They're have completely different communication styles, and it's always going to be a misunderstanding. Just like the whole "I lose money, I'd lose money." That's still a debate that's been
yeah.
going on. It's
Back
like
and forth.
split 50-50 between the audience. No,
Yeah.
she didn't say it. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Um. Yeah. I just wish Bose would have just said like, "Yes, I said it," and then do the housewife thing. Either I'm sorry. She did it for one of them. I can't remember which one she apologized for. But for everything else, I think just say that you said what you said, because Bose is intelligent. I
She
think to her advantage, so she knows how to phrase things like what she's trying to say, and then you go close to the line where you don't actually say it, but you're inferring stuff,
yeah.
and it's
So what if
like,
she didn't remember?
I think she did. I just I think she. I mean, I'll wait till she brings out another video and see if she did or not.
Right? It's
But,
probably out already. Yeah, go check your Instagram. Just know she's quick.
but yeah, I mean, I think Andy was very involved in this reunion. You could tell he was very clearly annoyed with Dorit, and he just weren't letting them just do what the Atlanta women did for Pinky and Angela. Let them talk. Like, don't interject or try to say anything. Like, you're not the, how many housewives do they have? The fifth man housewife there. Just let them be. But I think he was just really irritated. That's one thing. Andy can't hide it anymore.
He's always
He
irritated though.
he's
Like,
always irritated now.
what reunion is he not irritated?
I'll tell you which one he's not. Southern Charm. He loves those boys. The combination of Austin, Craig, whoever you have in there, no matter what they do, he's just always in a good mood when he's around them. I feel so. You
I
think he's
feel like
annoyed? Who is he annoyed with?
there was something he got irritated with them this past reunion.
Okay.
Something he called out. I don't know.
Okay, maybe I don't remember, but I always feel like he's just like, oh, it's always a good time to you guys, and so, but yeah, I mean, that honestly, there's nothing to say more about Beverly Hills. They hate each other. We'll figure out what happens next season. I don't like when the fandom is like, oh, we don't like this person, fire them. We can't fire people because we don't like them. Because believe it or not, we need villains. We need this rocky relationships because one minute they get back together, then that's a whole other story that we need to get by. So when everyone asks, should we change the cast? I don't know. Maybe we keep it the same. Maybe we make Sutton a friend. Like, what is Sutton's? I don't know. What did she bring to this? I don't know. It was funny though when she said, I am not nobody's minion. I'm like, girl, we've been watching you all how many seasons now trying to be on Kyle's good side. Stop it. Okay? Do
She
they not
doesn't
know
bow down
them?
to the altar of Kyle.
Okay. Not Dorit quoting all the things they said. She got a good memory too.
Word. I
Word.
was like, okay, go to read.
Oh my god, I think the funniest part of it to me is when she turned and she was like, what do you think this is? Gentle cuddling? I don't know why that cracked me up so. But I know people are mad at her. She is self-centered. She is selfish. She is like her. She was so aggy. Like she didn't let anyone talk. She didn't like, get her. She's like Kyle. She's just out there not regulating, just screaming at people. But low key on the flip side, I do like that she stood her ground. She's like 10 toes
Yeah,
down. No,
yeah,
you're
she really
not gonna make me. She's like, Erica's like, I need space from you. She's like, good, me too. So I don't know why people can't hold space for two things can be true. There's nothing absolute. I'm by no means a Dorit fan, but this it's too complicated. That relationship runs long and deep, and whatever they're gonna do next season, they might come back and say we had a long lunch and we decided to put our differences aside, and then we'll be the ones,
heard that
out here,
before.
yeah, doing all that. So okay, any final thoughts with Beverly Hills?
Um, I love Beverly Hills. I don't get the hate. I really don't. I think it's fine. I feel like every franchise has their thing. And Beverly Hills, it doesn't need to have like these crazy, like someone going to jail again or someone being accused for fraud. Like these crazy tabloids blowing up just for it to be a good season. I was cool with this season. It wasn't boring for me. I look forward to see what they do next season.
Yeah. I mean, plus, I mean, the whole Tom storyline is going to carry them in that regard for the
Yeah, that was
next
enough. That was
how
enough.
many years for that. Well, Zoe, thank you for joining me for this. Can you share with people where they can find you?
You can find me at Bravo Breakdown with Zoe. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, YouTube, all the places. And yes, thank you for having me.
You are welcome. Glad to have you. Guys, you know where to find me. It's AltaCall MAFS on all of the socials. Please give me a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. And stay subscribed so you do not miss out on any new episodes. Until next time, guys. Bye.